Hi, welcome to the show. We have Myron Pullier again talking about poetry.
We have the poetry of Emma Treyas.
We have a film by L.I. Henley. It's right over here.
Now it's time for music by the Gruntled.
On with the show.
Courage and the clock. Let the gods of glass and self-pondering know I hold tiny faith in their perfumes. 1 minute, lavender dusts the lips. Next, a dirty rope at the throat. There's no telling. Beneath each breath waits a hive, a garden green with jaws. Where we live, death is a favorite guest. See bees flock the felt corpse of a dove. How a woman desires its wings. No time for mourners. Except for me, I can't stop filming my own funeral. Bury me on top of you, a pretty bed dressed in mauve thorns and femurs seamed together. Your neck the most succulent of lures. I'll forget my fear and eat the long grasses of your hair. I'm brave enough.
So much that we wound up in a circle. And I scream, you're a disgrace, till the green in my face is turning purple. When I saw you that day, I thought, what could I say that you would see me? So I sauntered along and I wrote down this song so it would free me. You got the time to make the right line. You could be basking in the sunshine. You got the time, but this time might be the last time. Sound in the call, hence the fall down is where it never hits me. And I say, what can I do? Feeling blue is a coat that always fits me. When I looked up that way, I said, how about today for exploration? So I harrowed along and I vaulted upon for recreation. You got the time to make the right find. You could be drowning in the moonshine. You got the time, you You got the time, but this rhyme, this fine, this time might be the last time. Time to find the right rhyme. Say what you want and make your mind shine. 'Cause you got the time, 'cause this time might be the last time.
Here in the electric dusk, for Mark and Vidge. After winter rains, the hills are velvety beasts. We pretend we have nothing to worry about, except for the usual minuet of dying, scraping the corners. We drink the dark ardor of Sangiovese as if we were in Italy, haze of ancient coastal walls holding the highway. We thread in silver, our headless forms unafraid of breaking open. We are really not so far away. In this valley, sighing green, at last it has stopped raining. The sky gets soft when that happens. I feel it in my eyes, where I swallow so much. I have nothing to say that is wise. I just sit beside a persimmon tree with my loves, drinking what was poured for me until the end of the day lifted her sheet of fire, cutouts of dimming oaks, and the mountains, the mountains, the mountains, and us calling ourselves home.
This is where poetry started for all of us, complete with rhyme, rhythm, and reason. As he aged, W.H. Auden clung to formal order as second best after the love that he never managed to get requited. Yet more and more poets seem to believe it's okay to outgrow rhythm and rhyme and to shed reason and even roses, which leaves us with what? Starting a poem with roses are red, the most basic cadence from which all other poetry has developed. Starting with roses are red is apparently falling out of fashion, derided in MFA courses, and, as a result, like nightingales, being rejected out of hand when submitted to poetry journals.
Live in a rich town that makes no sense. The sun goes down and they raise the rent. A crumbling house for $1 billion cents. The lawn out front is all full of tents. That's something that I just don't know. But something sure gots to go. Fire burns, pray the wind won't blow. for today and walk through the night. That's something that I ought to know. That's something means quelque chose. Well, here is something that we ought to know. When the fire burns, pray the wind won't blow. When the fire burns, pray the wind won't blow. Live in a rich town that makes no sense. The sun goes down and they raise the rent. A crumbling house for $1 billion cents. To find out fun is all full of tents. That's something that I ought to know. That's something means quelque chose. Well, here is something that we ought to know. When the fire burns, pray the wind won't blow. When the fire burns, pray the wind won't blow. When the fire burns, pray the wind won't blow. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Thank you for reminding me, Cecropia moth, how you slow fold your summer kites away from the bite of go back to where you come from. I come from a city pretending to be an island, except for the parts where nadie can eat, speak, live how they want. My stomach hurts again. The air is warm grass. A shadow cross of laughing gull moves over me and the park, and I don't think of resurrection, but of fists at the door, breath held, an invasion of cruelty in the usual uniforms. My pencil says you are magical. The oracle says you chart flight with the bleak rays of the moon, a kind of compass so you know how to keep going. Thorax and legs threaded with the red of a stout altar candle, or a rally of open mouths waiting for you to land. En la luna hay paz y veneno. That is to say, possibilities. La Luna will swallow a punch or a prayer, whatever the future she endures. La Luna, la Luna, la Luna, la Luna. The tongue glimmers with arrival. There is no better way to say it.
appetites. I'm weak, I'm meek, I don't know what to seek. I keep my ordering simple with small bites and beer flights. I'm young, I'm hung, paper on my tongue. We're gonna zoom, 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 zoom. I was late for fate, I made the gods irate. I know the worst I can be is the best I can assume. Awfully good at sounding the first four people founding this town that I live in. I'm mean, unclean, I'm the last guy on the scene, and I'll hang around for as long as it takes. I made the grade, but I can't go back and fix up all my mistakes. I'm alone, untoned, my body's been deboned. Unfortunately, I missed out on it every time. I'm free, I'm me, my third eye can finally see, figuring out what it is I can find. 'Cause when you come around me looking so astounding, our bodies are made for pounding, so let's get down to brass tacks.
Carne Fria, a love story. Her strip of a kitchen, the surface of the sun, when she cooked in the eternal summer of our city of reinvention. Miami still shunned us then, if you can imagine, a place without the persistent glint of Spanish, and the way café levitates every rough juncture. She never spoke English, and what she might have understood about that time was buried beneath her eyes. Alive, even now, in a hand-painted photograph where I keep her near my own little stove. I never saw my grandmother make it. The meat arrived, silvered and flecked with olives, and the knowledge of a woman of obsidian will, who survived by refusing not to. There are years since when she still visits me, circled in blue flame, and she looks pleased with her unseen arrangement. A home where she knows every tongue. I ask her about my Uncle Tito, if he is there with his books about astral projection and his chessboard, if the place she now lives has the same island light of where she was born and where she died. She shines and says nothing. She always preferred to listen, her face open to me, soft as gardenias she cut from the yard and set in a cup of water beside my bed. I ask her what the recipe was for her carne fria, if I will again taste its cold and wondrous salt. To this, she lifts her hand and presses it to my heart.
Got to make sure my feet stay in bounds. Tired interns making all the rounds. Go find a room and learn to play like towns. Challengers outweighed by 40 pounds. Thoughts are wasted in a world of wilderness. Monkey brains driving the train, making me distressed. Membrane pain, going insane in vain. I must confess to the multitude of distractions firing all around. Like the lights downtown. Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the show.